Hey guys, so I've got some finished projects to share with you. Um, I did finish a cross stitch pattern, but the frame that it came with this. Um, oh, that shadow is really bad. And you're gonna have a bad glare. Okay, guess we're gonna have shadow. Came with this frame, but I'm gonna decorate the frame, and I need to iron the cross stitch because the embroidery hoop makes the Aida cloth really wompy. So I'm gonna share the ornaments I've done, and I got a couple cards done. So I had finished off those angel ornaments, and I just want to get through those real quick. And let's see, there's this one. I'm not sure how. I took the lampshade off my lamp. I'm not sure if that's going to be a bad thing or a good thing. Just that one. I still don't have good lighting in here. I don't think there's going to be a good way that I can have the lighting. And this one. I think I had gotten this wired ribbon from Leslie at one point. And all these little bows came from Bonnie. Any of them that have these deer came from Bonnie. Now this one I did with the natural shell. You know, I did all of them with natural shell. I didn't paint the shell. I just put glaze over it. So it was already a really pretty color. The brand came from Bonnie. And you guys saw this one. I did the tutorial on her. And I think you guys saw this one too. Okay, so that's the angel ornaments. So then I wanted to try a style of quilted ornament, and this is how it came out. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And definitely want to make more. The only thing I didn't like about it is that I ended up having to use more fabric than I thought I'd have to use. Like, it doesn't look like you have to use a whole lot, but turns out you do have to use a good bit amount. there's another style of quilted ornament that you don't have to use nearly as much, so I'm going to try that one. Because when I had made this, I really wanted to use fabric from my scrap bin. And I couldn't use fabric from my scrap bin because I didn't have enough. So, but I did get to use up this ugly fabric here. I'm not sure if it's going to focus or not. There we go. My mom bought this is my mother's fabric. She bought it who knows when. So I did get to use up that, which I'm glad, because it looks good on this, but I don't like it. It's an ugly fabric. I don't like it. And then we have an iron. The person's tutorial that I watched. She had you take a strip of fabric that matched one of these layers and iron the edges so that they folded to the underside, and then you wrap it around the raw middle. But I don't know how to iron, and I wasn't gonna ask my mother to teach me for this little project, so I just took some cheap Wila lace and did a couple layers, and then here's some pearl trim that I got from the general store, yesterday's general store, some ribbon, a ribbon rose. The only sucky thing about this ornament is that I know that I'd only be able to make one of these a day, because they really do take a toll on your fingers. Your fingers are in a lot of pain, and I did have to take multiple breaks when making this because the pins just make your fingers super sore when you're pushing them in. So but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, but it was really easy to do, and the star isn't symmetrical, but I couldn't get something symmetrical to save my life. It's just as simple as that. So then I got a couple birthday cards done. This is the first card that I got done. My mom's friend's birthday was a couple days ago. I'm not really friends with her, but I still like to do something for her. She usually gets me something for Christmas, so. This is scrap paper that I got from Leslie on the background. This back piece of cardstock was Recollections. It came in these, it was this weird size, and it was 100 sheets. And so this is the size card that I could get out of the size sheet it came in. So, and I used this edge punch I got from yesterday's general store. This fibrous netting thingy back here came in this weird project kit that Diana gave me. And it's been sitting on my table forever, and it matched the colors, so that was super fun to glue down. This sticker was a Kane Company sticker that I got from Diana also. See, we've got some flowers from Craft Supplies 1. Some flowers from Bonnie. We've got some, yeah, I think this, bad choice on lighting, Chelsea. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. We got some buttons, and I have some jute on my desk, so I just tied a little bow. And then I've got, whenever I've got little scraps of paper, little tiny scraps, I usually take my little tiny punches and either punch out music notes or leaves. And so I just glued on some little green leaves from this, oops, container. Okay, so, oh, on the inside, more scrap paper from Leslie. The happy birthday didn't stamp out well. I think I need to re-ink this pad. And I don't think I will be buying ink pads again that you have to ink yourself, because I'm just not having fun with it. And the instructions said, like, put 5 drops on it and squeegee it over. I put like 50 drops on it, and it still isn't enough. So, and I made a whole mess around the rim of this ink pad, and it's, I don't know, I don't think I'll be buying the self-ink ink pads again. And then the happy birthday stamped on crooked, which I figured it's just because I can't do things, you know, put things on straight. But then I realized that the stamp is crooked, so I'm gonna have to peel it off and put it on straighter. It's just a Studio G stamp. Okay, so the second birthday card is this one. This paper came from Leslie. It was scrap paper. This banner was scrap paper that came from Diana. And it matched the butterflies, so this way. And I stamped on happy birthday. It didn't stamp out well, but what can I say? These flower layers came from Bonnie, and I just glued buttons in the center. This was a really wonky flower I made ages ago, and it kind of went with the card, so I glued it on there. And this is another one of those recollections, weird card sheets, you know, and that's the size card I could get out of it, so that's the size card it is. And just made a banner, and that's the inside, and I used the corner rounder I got from yesterday's general store. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye. Turn off, camera.